Welcome to Interview with Franjez. I'm your host, Franjez, and today's guest is a talented artist straight out of Yonkers, New York. Today's guest is Qua.
What's good? Qua. I'm happy to be here. Locust Hill, Yonkers, North Side, by way of Harlem. Gotta shout out the East. I love Harlem. Um, yeah, I'm happy to be here, man. Looking forward to this shit.
Perfect. How you doing?
I'm good. God is good. Blessed. Another day. Another day to be great.
Awesome.
Facts.
Let's get straight to it. Where were you born?
I was actually born in Lawrence Hospital. My mom worked there. She's a nurse at the time, so that's where I was born. But I'm born and raised in Yonkers, right here, Locust Hill, 7777 baby, Low Hill. Um, yeah, that's where I'm from.
What is your father's name?
My dad's name is Anthony Benitez. Yeah, I don't want to give the whole middle name government.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is your mother's name?
My mom's name is Kathy Benitez, Blanks, but maiden name. Yeah, she's from the South. I always want to do like that origin of like last names, see how far they go, like where they go. It's interesting.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. What were your parents doing around the time of your birth?
So my parents been together since they were 15. They met in Yonkers actually, at the African American Day Festival back in the day at Trevor Park. My dad followed her all the way back, like to Locust.
My man, it worked
Right,
out.
it's
It
like,
worked
oh,
out.
I'm on it. But '88 was like the best shit in hip hop. Like Basquiat died, the overdose two weeks after I was born on the 14th of August. I'm born July 30th. A lot of good I'm gonna Google it real quick because I want the facts real quick because you know what I'm saying, albums. So you had Bobby Brown, Guy, NWA came out, Strictly Business, EPMD, Big Daddy Kane dropped, Sade dropped, Prince dropped, New Edition. Like '88 was like a crazy year for the culture. The crack epidemic, everything. So like, and then there was a lot of black power going on. That's how I got my strong Afrocentric black name, Shaniqua. That's the origin of Qua. So I guess they was just, striving. My mom, I actually have two college educated parents that, they just got stuck in the hood, stuck in comfortability, like stuck in complacency, you know. Unfortunately, 77 wasn't the hood when it was created. It was created like how we see what's going on in Yonkers now, like with all of the gentrification, all these new buildings. Locust was a new building. So when it first came about, it was like moving up like the Jeffersons. You know what I mean? Over time, when crack hit, crack destroyed everything. So they were striving. My dad went to Iona. Like my mom, if I'm not mistaken, I think she went to Marymount. And yeah, my dad was working down in 9/11 when it happened. He's a carpenter now. He did a whole career switch. He was actually supposed to have a fucking meeting in the second tower that day. The lady canceled. There's some faith to some crazy like reason, So he was actually at the time in the '80s, '88, working in computers and shit. So that's what they was doing. Simpler time,
Yeah, definitely simpler
you
times.
know.
What religion did they practice during your childhood?
So during my childhood, my dad is not really religious. My mom's is she was born in a Southern Baptist church. My grandmother was church, Sunday school, you know. It don't get more Southern than that. Maybe even like when I was younger, she would go to church extra. But I even remember my grandmother working like before she like retired and like started to like get older and got sick and shit. Like I remember like when I was real young, vaguely, her even working. But yeah, like Southern, that's what it was. My grandmother was all about the Bible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your relationship with God today?
My relationship with God today is spiritual. Like, like I believe in God. I talk to God like every day, all the time. Like he's my North Star. Like, and when it comes to the churches, like I don't really tell a lot of people this story, but it was a few Easters ago. It's probably like maybe 10 years ago now. I don't know if it was right after I moved to Harlem or right before, but it was an Easter Sunday and I went to church and everything, it was the last offering coming around after like 10 went around. It was mad extra people. It was Easter. And it's like I seen the devil in church. It slowed down and I just seen like greed. You know what I'm saying? Amongst the people collecting it. It's like their face. It was weird. I ain't really mess with you. I've been to church a few times after, not that church, but I kind of fell back from the idea that in order to have a relationship with God, I got to be in church. Nah, I got to talk to him every day. I got to know he's present. I got to walk in faith. You know what I mean? So that's my relationship with God. It's mine.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
What was home like during your childhood? And when I say home, like, I mean the food, the music, the family dynamic.
Yeah. So the food was like black. It's this meme going around on Instagram. Yo, I ain't never seen my granny cook a taco. That's a fact. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I never heard that.
Yeah, like in a black household growing up, my grandmother ain't never cook a taco. She could cook a fucking homemade biscuit in like 20 minutes. I'm talking about from scratch, put it together, oven, boom. Like some shit that people got to watch a video to watch the steps. So home food wise was like, it was good Southern food. My mom has gotten a lot better with her cooking. She's the baby, so she wasn't always, you know what I'm saying? But it was crazy because my grandmother would cook breakfast every morning. She lived upstairs from us, so she would call us up and she would dry the apples in the fall and the peaches and shit. Inside the direct home, like my dad, he grew up like, tagging the subways back in the day, heavily hip hop influence, Get Fresh type of guy. He actually even studied abroad in Europe. So I even grew up looking at those pictures of him in, Italy and France and all of that, which was super fire. And my mom too, just a good mom, like, like never did drugs, never was outside chilling, none of that. You know what I mean? Like that we even got to say that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, so the home, it was always good. Like I got an older brother, he's 42. So it was just me and him. And then we had another little brother and then we got our baby brother. So good ride. And then, we got my sister. But yeah, the vibes. Home was good. Home is good. Every family go through their shit.
Definitely.
And that's real, If you ain't going through shit, your parents are probably serial killers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If everything's all hunky-dory, somebody's going to snap. And, I'd rather see people going through things, you know what I mean, than, not see it. And like I was saying earlier, I don't even know if this is why we was on camera, but like that whole standard for love is so high because I got parents that been together since they was 15. Like, that's different. That's compassion. That's, love. That's forgiveness. That's patience. That's so many things that you pour into this relationship that you don't see that in relationships today. Anyone, personal, business, you don't see it. Like, it's crazy. So, yeah.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Home was good. It still is. My parents still together. So.
Who's the first person you think of when you think of success?
So the first person I think of is my mom. Like just to kind of like piggyback. Like, just when I think about success, and that doesn't necessarily mean like being where you want to be, just having like mad money or traveled every country. Like, for me, coming up in the environment that I'm from, you know what I'm saying? Heavily drug infested environment. I got aunts and uncles that got caught up doing crack and clean, some struggling with it, like shit, like, that. Like, to success, I say my mom, because raising her kids in that environment, and we all right. None of us is in jail, none of us is fucked up. we out here striving. We good. We all got our own. I got my crib. My brothers got their crib. My sister, you know, she's successful, even though that's not my mom's daughter. Like, my mom loves her like a daughter. She's successful teacher. Husband's a firefighter, 2 kids. You know what I'm saying? So to know that, you know, especially with me and my brothers and the environment, my sister didn't grow up there, like, but raising us in that environment and we good, that's success. You know what I mean? So when I think about success, I think about my mom. That's amazing, you know? Yeah.
Definitely. As a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
As a kid, for me, when I grew up, it was always something creative. Like when I was 6 years old, my hair fell out from alopecia, so I started writing poetry, and my love of words started to develop young. So I always like I always like cop shit too. Like, I took the YPD test, but I ain't really trying to be doing all of that. But it's always art. It's always been something creative. Like, I always, you know, it's always been this. Like, for real, which is crazy. When you think, not crazy, but it's crazy, man. Some people don't have that courage to, like, do what they really want to do. They do that thing. And I be having my moments where I be like, yo, what the fuck am I doing? You know, because, you know, I'm an artist. I'm not a felon. I'm not somebody that has a record. I could be doing a lot of different shit, but my soul would die.
That's who you are.
Yeah, it's who I am. So,
what are 3 things you need to be happy?
3 things I need to be happy. I need health. Without health, you don't have anything. That's the most important thing. I think we overlook that in life. Just beat our bodies up until it's like, yo, I'm sick. Now I gotta take care of myself. Gotta kind of be preventative. So, like, health, me having autoimmune issues and healing myself, and that's one of my biggest things right now. So health, family, gotta have family. We nothing without each other. And then money, and not money in the sense of buying materialistic things, but money in the sense of being able to provide opportunities for the people around you and for people less fortunate than you. Giving back, being able to, you know, own things within the community that you could share with the community, that's for the community, is leverage. Money is a tool. It's not something you hoarder. So, you know, travel the world out. You know, you can't do none of those things without money. So, yeah, money is important, but it's not the one or the two. It's definitely essential, though. You know, so.
What's the most exciting thing you ever did?
So the most exciting thing I've ever did, crazy as shit, my first tattoo. So my first tattoo, me and my homegirls was mad thirsty. He was like 16. We go to the little houses on Yonkers Ave. Niggas doing tattoos in there. We heard. Pull up. This is a straight crack house. Fuck it. We out here. We watch them open a needle. That's what we cared about, right? Wildin'. It's funny because my mom was on vacation at the time, like on a girls trip. So she was on the cruise, and my dad designed my shit, right? And I was supposed to get it on my leg. But me, I'm like, I play ball too. Like, I'm not getting this shit on my leg. Everybody needs to see this. I got to go to school with this. I'm not going to be pulling my pant leg up. I need to pull up to school fresh tat. What up? Like, you know what I'm saying? Yo, I came back with that shit on my fucking forearm. My father was like, yo, what the fuck did you just do? My mom came home like a day or two later. She was like, I know that shit come off. I'm like, nah, this forever. So she came back. I had a tattoo. My little brother had a key to the house. She was like, yo, she said to my father, I'm never leaving you with my kids again. Like, you wildin'. But it is what it is. So I've been that rebel forever. Because I was only 16, maybe even 15, if I'm not mistaken. I think I was 15. Yeah.
What does it say?
It says Qua.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah. With the barbed wire. And my dad designed it. Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
He was a part of it, so I dragged him into the shit. Yeah, that shit was funny.
As you get older, what has become more important and less important?
As I get older, what's become less important is, I think, what people think of us. Like for me, growing up with alopecia, having that chip on my shoulder, like that was like big for me because alopecia wasn't what it is now. It's such a common thing. People know about it. It wasn't like that before. You know what I'm saying? People didn't know about that shit. So for me, I think, it's who cares what anybody thinks of you? And the most important thing is time. You can't get time back. We could always make more money. We could always, as long as we're healthy and we're able to, we could always go and do things and have experiences. But if you don't have the time, you can't get that back. So it's important to be, adamant about your time and respect your own time, because we all got a due date,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Unfortunately, imagine if people walked around forever.
Like vampires.
Yo, for real. That'd be crazy. It's funny though. This is mad funny. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, one of my favorite shows. She just came back on the scene. She just had a show, Paramount. Some wolf shit, fire. But recently, sometimes in the house, like when I'm working on projects, I don't even want to listen to stuff. I just want to watch something that I'm not watching. Like it just kind of be on while I'm doing it. So I started watching Buffy from season 1 on Hulu. I'm like, yo, this shit is outrageous. I can't believe I was obsessed with the show. Like we used to play Buffy at recess. Like crazy. Shout out to Buffy. Sarah, I think Sarah Michelle Gellar. Yeah, that's my girl right there.
What would be the best piece of advice you'd give your younger self?
The best piece of advice I would give my younger self would be just believe in yourself. Trust yourself. Self-love. Never conform. Like, you are enough. You are able. You will. And regardless, again, who cares what anybody thinks? Continue to do what you do. Be yourself. Always. I never really had an issue with being a follower, but I think suppressing who I've been was the only thing I did. Like,
Definitely. Do you have any regrets?
No regrets. I think that the older you get, we all got things we may have done differently, but I wouldn't be who I am doing what I do, loving what I do, which is a complete privilege, I love it. I love being able to create work, and I know it only gets greater. I'm only continuing to grow. Like I said, I guess the only, no, and it's not even a regret. If I could do anything different, the biggest one would just be leave my hometown, go to a HBCU, finish college. That's it. And I could still do that. So
definitely,
that ain't out yet. That ain't ruled out. So, actually, it's funny I'm even talking about that, because I was thinking about that today. Like, yo, you could really, because I was watching J.R. Smith. You seen it? J.R. Smith, LeBron just produced a docuseries on prom. He came straight out of high school. I don't know if you're familiar with basketball.
No.
So J.R. Smith, he's from Jersey, straight out of high school. He's a 6th man of the year, won 2 chips, the one in Cleveland with LeBron, the one in LA with LeBron. And now he started his Colgate career. He went back to school, historical black college in North Carolina. He's playing golf. He's a basketball player. But it's a challenge for him. But even just seeing that whole process, I'm like, damn, that's fire. So I don't know if that's why I was thinking about it like today and yesterday and shit. I'm like, damn, I could still go back to an HBCU. But so no regrets, but yeah, no regrets.
Yeah, because you can still do that.
Exactly.
Definitely.
And respect it more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I didn't have the same respect for time that I do have now. So yeah.
What are your life goals?
My life goals are, health, good health, great health, continuing to heal myself and transitioning back into that. I gotta, get that right. Family, financial freedom. Again, financial freedom is a tool. It gives you leverage. It gives you the ability to see things. It gives you the ability to experience things. The people around you to experience those things, people you might not know, experience things outside of their world that may be super limited. So for me, yeah, good health, family everywhere. I want a ranch, like that's a big goal. Like I want a ranch, like a compound. I want my own fresh fruits and vegetables being grown, animals, living there. If I'm still eating meat, whatever, I'm get to that point. If I go back to eating meat, I want it to be the meat of my farm. I want like a barn with just a state of the art facility to make art. Like I think I'm multidisciplinary. Not think I am. Like I shoot film. I'm a painter. I do mixed media work. Some of my paintings. So a facility where I could I screen print, mesh all of those things together, and make it happen. That's a big goal. So yeah, maybe even start a residency or something there. That'd be dope. Yeah.
Definitely. These next 10 questions originally came from a French series, Bouillon de Culture, hosted by Bernard Prévost. What is your favorite word?
My favorite word is the phrase, never conform. Never conform is what I stand by. That's who I am. That's what I believe. Even though it's two words, to me, one doesn't exist without the other. So, yeah, never conform.
Nice. What is your least favorite word?
My least favorite word is rules. I don't like rules. Or rules. I don't fuck with rules.
Nice. What turns you on?
What turns me on? Intelligence. I'm a multi-layered, I'm multifaceted. I could be in the hood. I could be chilling around a lot of white people. I could be, in a shootout today. I don't want to be in a shootout. But then tomorrow I'm speaking on the panel, you know what I'm saying? Shaking hands with the mayor and shit. Shit like that. Obviously I don't want to be in any shootouts. But I think that that's a talent. You know what I mean? A lot of people can't do that. So, yeah. For me, intelligence is everything. It shouldn't matter what you look like, Being able to hold a conversation, talk about anything, I love that.
What turns you off?
What turns me off is unloyal, no loyalty or lack of loyalty or unloyal people. I can't. I go hard for my people. If I'm investing in you as a friend on an intimate level, whatever, if you do some unloyal shit, that shit really hurts me. That breaks my heart. And that really just tears me up inside, because I be ready to ride for my friends and my people and the people I love. Because even my friends now, not even on no 2020 shit, but I guess that sparked it. But I tell my friends I love them, because the world is so unpredictable life that we live in. You never know. You know what I'm saying? Even when I talk to my friends, I ask them, yo, how you feeling? You know what I'm saying? How you doing? You know what I'm saying? Because it's important. Somebody, I don't know, but maybe somebody didn't check in on them like that. And it's good to take that accountability. So for me, if you unloyal, that's it. That's a deal breaker for me, Big time.
What sound or noise do you love?
Quiet. So a lot of people don't know I'm an extrovert. I'm extrovert, but I'm actually very introverted. I spend a lot of time by myself. If I wasn't here doing this, I would be home in the house. I do engage with a lot of people too, but if I go to a concert today, I literally need a couple weeks by myself. I could chill, but I need a week and a half, 2 weeks to kind of not be around people, selective if you are the few of, But yeah. I like white noise sometimes, jazz all the time. So sound of just calmness. That's my favorite sound.
Perfect. What sound or noise do you hate?
I guess what sound like unnecessary sounds, like heavy metal. That shit is not necessary. I don't care. Like, feel me? Like, it's just mad fucking noise. Like, be like, yo, what the fuck? And people would literally be at concerts like mosh pits, sweating, dying. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. So for me, that's probably like, you know, like the fucking crazy like sound overload. That's my That's my least favorite sound. Sound overload. Like I love music and all of that, but that's a lot.
What is your favorite curse word?
All of them. My favorite curse words are all of them. I curse a lot. I got a friend that she got 2 kids now. So we get on FaceTime. I just be cursing, dropping F-bombs, all of that. She be like, my God, like, stop cursing. I'll be like, yo, my fault. Like, I don't have no kids. So it's curse words happening in my life, like, every day. But I gotta chill with the word nigga, too, because I be saying that shit like it's yo. You feel me?
Like it's yo.
Dead ass, because, like, that shit is crazy. It's just like a second word to me. It's weird, but we so conditioned to say it. It just rolls right off my tongue so perfectly all the time. You know, yesterday I got dumb tight and I was around this white lady. I got mad love for her. I got dumb tight. Something got me so out of character. It wasn't her. I'm on the voice memos. I started calling him all, yo, my nigga, and nigga, nigga. I'm like, I know she was probably like, you feel me? Like, in her head, like, oh my God, I've never seen Shaniqua like this. You feel me? But I gotta chill with that word. It's not a good word.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
What profession would I like to attempt other than my own? It would be something still creative. Like, it would have to be something still creative because, like, it wouldn't even make sense. Like, I took the cop test. I really played with the idea of becoming a cop for like 10 years, get half the pension, really put it into my art. But like, how much is that going to take me away from my art? I just worked hard for 10 years to get where I'm at. No, I'm not where I want to be. Yes, being a cop, you get a fire pension, you get a fire pay. You know what I'm saying? You get benefits. I think about stuff like that. Somebody with an autoimmune and shit like that. But at the same time, it's like, that's not, you know, like, so if I was to do anything outside of what I do, it would still have to be something that intersects with being creative. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Maybe I've toyed with the idea of maybe being an art therapist. Because art is a form of therapy.
Definitely is.
You know? And that's a great field to get into. So, I've kind of like toyed with that and thought about that possibly. You know, I even thought about just being a cop that paid for going to school. I mean, so, see.
Yep.
Yeah.
What profession would you not like to do?
I know for sure I could never sit in the office all day. That's one profession I know I could never do. Like, even if I was to work in like marketing, design, those type of fields, the office is fun. So I'm not even thinking about that. I'm thinking about like you doing some fucking data shit or like hedge fund people. Like, I couldn't do that type of work all day. Like, I couldn't see myself going into a job and not being able to fucking be like, Google is fire. Like, I got a friend that works at Yahoo Media Group. I don't know if they under that umbrella. She keep telling me they not. I don't know what they call now, but it's my tote bag over there too. And they be having these events. I remember, before COVID, I went and had lunch with her. Fire. They got literal, like, restaurants that pull up on different days, free lunch. The floors is crazy. That's not even Google. That's just some, Google is crazy from, like, it's a fucking field day in there, like, an adult field trip. Like, you'd be like, yo. So if it's some shit like that, that's not really, like, office job, you know? But you know what I mean. I couldn't do no boring office shit all day. Like, that that could never be for me. And I don't even use the word never. Feel me?
Yeah.
Because anything can happen.
Absolutely.
Feel me?
Absolutely. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
If heaven existed, what would God say to me? What would I like him to say to me? I just would hope that he says, like, I'm proud of you. I knew you could do it. Thank you for being patient. Because sometimes, when God is working, you don't see those blessings hit right away. You don't see those blessings hit when it's convenient for you. And it's hard to have faith when everything's going wrong. Feel me? It's hard to see the possibility when shit is not happening the way you need it to happen at that moment, and you're failing and you're fucking up and you're struggling and you're hungry and all of those things, but having that faith. So, like, I think he would just be like, yo, thank you for being patient. And I knew you believed. I knew you was riding. And that's why I always spin the block about you. I'm always here. God did. Like, I love that for Khaled. That's a fire shit. When I say it, people think that I'm joking, but for real, like, yo, God be doing it. Like, that guy, he be showing up. So I think he would just be like, yo, I'm proud of you. I knew you could accomplish everything you've accomplished.
They didn't believe in us.
They didn't believe in us. God did. Feel me? Yonkers did. Shout out to Khaled for coming to YO too. That was good.
That was love.
That was good.
That was definitely love.
Facts.
This is the part of the podcast where the floor is yours. Tell people what you have going on, where to find you, what's next for you, and if you have any advice for the people.
All right. So you can find me at Social Icon on Instagram. Hit me up. Tap in with me. Right now is the closing reception for my show on Friday, February 7th, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. The last day of open gallery is Saturday. It's April. Look, I'm wildin'. April 7th, 6 to 9, closing reception, 216 Lake Avenue, Yonkers, New York. April 8th, 12 p.m. to 4 p.m., last day of just general gallery, open gallery. I'll be there. The show is entitled But Is Ours, The Red Line Between Poverty and Wealth. The title stems from coming from an inner city community and people always looking in from the outside and, oh, they're hanging out in front of the store. Look at them smoking weed, or look at all of this. Look at this abandoned building, but it's ours, and we take pride in that. This is our community. And when you think about redlining and you think about everything that's happened because of redlining, and in terms of redlining, you understand why our community looks like it does. And that's a whole nother conversation, a whole nother podcast topic, redlining. That is deep. So that's what the show is about. Show is gonna go on tour. Hopefully next stop Harlem. Working on Atlanta, working on LA. Like, fingers crossed. That's gonna be crazy. That is gonna be crazy. Cause God make that happen. The universe, you put that out there to him. He's working that magic, And I believe in God, I believe in science too. So I believe in when the higher power being God, you know what I'm saying? It's not one. God can't hold everything down. He got disciples out here. He got, we already know, but that's believing in the universe. Believing in the world is believing in God, because the universe is alive, is listening to you, So it's one and the same when I say both. And yeah, next for me is functional public art. Art that functions as also combating urban heat islands that we are facing now. I've been getting more into the environmental thing behind my research of redlining. So it's like it's intersecting crazy. So wanting to bring some stuff to the forefront, So that's what's next. And you can find me everywhere, man. I'm out here, And shout out to you, man. It's a fucking amazing platform. Appreciate the love. Reaching out, having me come through. It's up from here, for sure.
I appreciate you coming.
Absolutely. You already know.
Thank you for watching. This is the end. Peace and love.
Peace.